Women's greatest fear is being alone, not being with the wrong person. And our greatest fear is being with the wrong person. Like, I didn't meet my wife until late for the same reason. I was like, I don't.
You're in your 30s, late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, or even in your 50s, and you don't have a man, you're not in a relationship, or you are not even married. People are going to come for you. Because people automatically expect women to settle. They expect women to settle for whatever. Okay, if you're a woman and you're not settling for a man, you're hated in the society. Okay, if you're a woman and all you want to do is pursue education, pursue money, don't have time for man, don't learn things that men is going to make men happy, there's a problem. And that's why you see a lot of people coming for women like that and say that, oh, that is why you don't have a man. Oh, because you've used your 20s to actually do so many, or to make good men go away. Now you're looking for a man. Or because you have so many qualifications, that is why you cannot get a man. You need to lower your standard. You see a woman that is really, really wealthy and she's doing well for herself, and people are like, oh, can you date a bus driver? You need to settle to date a bus driver. Like, they always want women to always want to settle. But the good thing is women are no longer settling. Have you guys noticed? Women are no longer settling. If you cannot come and meet us where we are, bye bye. Because women are found out that they are happier being alone. They are happy single. So being in a relationship with a man is stressful. So why should I stress myself and still settle? Why do I need to settle? Women are no longer settling. But then some people are still pissed that some women are no longer settling, and they're like, you know what? You guys are sad and you're still alone and you still need to settle. Anyway, let me show you some interesting videos, you guys. Let's watch these videos together, then we'll come back and discuss.
Women's greatest fear is being alone, not being with the wrong person. And our greatest fear is being with the wrong person. Like, I didn't meet my wife until late for the same reason. I was like, I don't want to settle. I don't want to be with somebody. Like, I figured out more or less how to like date. I figured out like kind of like what that person wanted. And I can kind of like be that version of that, but it didn't make me happy. But the tricky thing is that women, because they're so afraid of being alone, I think a lot of them, they end up being with guys they don't really like. And that's what I think this like ick red flag culture is. Have you heard of women on the internet talking about their icks and their red flags? Mm-hmm. When you're with someone you don't like, everything about them is irritating. You just hate the guy you're with, but you're terrified of being alone.
Responding to the video going around online on Andrew Schultz, hope I'm saying his name right, on the fact that the women's greatest fear is being alone. And I love a lot of the responses and the comments and women really coming for him. And the fact is, we can replace you with a cutie pie like this. How about that? Huh, Coco? We keep company. We take walks. We cuddle up. And he's so cute. Anyways, that's a lot of responsibility and a lot of cuteness. Okay? And secondly, the easiest thing to get, especially if you're a woman who takes good care of yourself, it doesn't matter if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Like I always say, focus on taking care of yourself. Drink your water. Get your workout on. Get that gun popping. Get strong. Get your money. Get your beautiful rest. Sleep. And lastly, breathe. Center yourself. The easiest thing after doing all that is to get a man. It's so easy to get a man. I was married for over a decade. And I'm here to tell you, in my old 40s, the easiest thing to get is to get a man. Easiest thing to get your back blown out is the man. Because you can get that. Listen, okay, so beyond that, you are a woman of high value, you're looking for high value man, not just a man who's money centered or leads with money or leads with the thing between his legs. Those two. The men from the manosphere who are dedicated to getting good, hardworking, smart, beautiful women, and only to humble them because they have so much insecurity within them, the gaping hole within their hearts that have been healed, to project that on women, to humble, and that's the main goal. I'm not talking about those. So you attract high quality men. You are seeking the love that you are establishing for yourself. That is the peace. That's when you date for a few weeks, a few months. You're a smart woman and you see the pattern, you see the signs, and you see there's no alignment with core values. And yet they'll say, oh, the dating street is polluted and is blah blah, and is no, there's some really good guys out there, but you have to be healing or healed or be in that mindset space to weed out the weeds in order to attract that right one to you. So on that note, women are not afraid to be alone. We have community, we have friendships, we have groups. We belong to professional groups. If you're a professional woman like me, we belong to business group. We go to events, we go out with our girlfriends, we go out with, once again, our dogs, our cats, whatever. We feel at times, if you have children, we spend time, we travel with our friends, we travel with our children. We are literally too busy to be bothered. And you think we sit there to be crying and sliding down the walls. Maybe you might do that once or twice. If you're a smart woman, you start to move on, move along. And it's not that. So maybe you should do your homework really well and realize that women are not, but a lot of men are afraid to be alone. And this is why a widower, within a few days, and I say days, they will get another woman. They probably already worked another woman while the late wife was passing on with their chronic illness. Okay, they cheat on the dying wife. They're not ready to take care of a sick wife. They might be cheating on that sick wife. They might be finding a quick replacement because they need a woman. Women don't need men. We want men, but we don't need men. And don't forget, besides Barcelona, we have deep load, for God's sakes. I can just sing these at work because we can maneuver the way we want. I'm going on a run, but this is so true. Come on, girlies. And not to mention the men who 60 plus women are the ones, percentage of women are the one initiating divorce because it's sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that's why we initiate and want to take care of ourselves in our spaces. And a lot of these men run to their side pieces because women need women for our services, for procreation, for the hot pot, for cooking, cleaning, for status, for sex, and the selfishness matches on. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Okay, bye.
When you become a powerful woman, if you don't put boundaries in place as a married woman, that marriage cannot work. I am CEO, founder, House of Tara. When I get to Feladro to his house, I'm Feladro to his wife. Your husband did not marry your title. He married you. Keep that outside the door.
How many times are powerful men, educated men, or men in general, told to humble themselves in marriage, told to shrink themselves in marriage, told to leave their intelligence, their knowledge, their capabilities, their talent, the things that they have worked so hard for, the titles that they have earned with their sweat and blood. How many times have men been told to leave that at the door in order for a marriage to work? It seems like in our African settings, the success of a marriage or the longevity of a marriage depends on a woman shrinking herself, becoming small, becoming voiceless, leaving all the things that she has worked so hard for. Because you cannot tell me that after I have gone to school all these years with blood, sweat, and tears, that when I enter into a marriage, I should leave everything, all the knowledge that I have acquired. I should leave it all at the door in order for the marriage to work, in order to appease the fragile ego of a man. We hear how educated women are the downfall of our society. Educated women are the reasons why the nuclear family is falling apart. Feminism is the reasons why women no longer want to get married and marriages are no longer succeeding. Forgetting advices like this and the harm that it causes to the personhood of a woman. The messages that is sent across to young, ambitious women that if you want to get married, if you want to stay in a marriage, your education, your titles, all the things that you worked for, it doesn't matter. It's not that important in your marriage. However, the data shows that women who have higher education are more likely to succeed in marriages. To be an African woman, it's not easy. Drop down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on this. And let's keep the conversation going. I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Ladies, the thing to remember is men are going to try and gaslight you into settling. Okay, I was having a conversation with a guy about this and I found it quite interesting, so I was like, you know what, obviously I'm going to share it with my girlies. And the first thing he said to me he asked me what I was looking for in a man, first of all, and I told him. And then as soon as I told him, he was like, well, I just think you should lower your standards. Like, maybe that's why you're single, right? They love to drop that line. This is why you're single, because you don't lower your standards. The reason why they do this is because this is how they think. They come from a scarcity mindset. Because they come from a scarcity mindset, they're going to gaslight you into thinking that you also need to settle, that you also need to just pick any guy, right? They're trying to shame you for having standards because there is so much power in a woman who will not settle. There is so much power in a woman who refuses to settle because she knows that she can get better, because she knows that there is always someone better out there. So ladies, do not ever let a man gaslight you into thinking that you need to settle. That is the one thing that you never ever need to do. I promise you, as a woman, you do not need to settle. And don't ever, ever give in to that, because that's how men want us to think. That's how they want you to think, because that's how they think. That's why a man will end up marrying the woman who is in front of him rather than the woman of his dreams who he pined over for many, many years, because that's how they operate. They will marry who's in front of them. They will pick who is right there in his vicinity at the time when he is ready. When, say, everything aligns in his life, that's when he's like, right, okay, everything's kind of good in my life right now. I'm just going to kind of marry any woman that will accept me, that will give me free labor, that will put up with me, okay? Because this is how men think, ladies. That's why you need to completely shift your way of thinking, okay? Think about it. We are controlled by men in this world. We are, okay? I don't even want to get all political, okay? Because we can, but I'm not going to do that because that's heavy. Think about it. What do men want? They want us to settle. They want us to give in to that scarcity mindset so that we feel like, you know what? We just got to pick any. These guys talk on these podcasts, oh, women need to lower their standards. They've got high expectations. If a man tells you that, he's threatened. He is threatened. He is threatened by your whole existence. And believe me, ladies, there are men out there right now who are threatened. They are threatened by a woman's independence, okay? This is not to say that we need to be all hyper independent and in our masculine, energy. No, absolutely tap into your divine feminine energy. However, divine feminine energy is knowing that we unlock the key to abundance, okay? We give life as women. The power of femininity is so strong, it literally gives life. it opens up the doors to abundance, and men know that, and that's why they try to control it. Think about it. If you shift your thinking from having this scarcity mindset of there's no men out there for me, I need to kind of just settle for anyone now, I'm getting older, body clock, TikTok, they put all these pressures on you as a woman, and you give in to those pressures, you will end up miserable, okay? And that's what men want, because then nobody's going to be alone, right? Think about it. There's all these men who are called, like, who don't, have women in their lives, right? They've never gotten attention from women. They're called incels, right? So if you just give in, you give into this pressure, you are just going to pick any random dude who comes in and throws you some little breadcrumbs, right? Because that's what they want for you. No, you're going to operate from an abundant mindset, okay? You need to realize that as a woman, the opportunities for you are endless, ladies. I promise you. If you are a woman and you tap into your feminine energy, the opportunities are endless for you, okay? Because women do not need to settle. Your mum may have settled, your grandmother may have settled, but I know that you're looking at your family and you're thinking, you know what, I want to break that generational trauma. I want to break that generational curse of, I don't just want to settle just like my mother did, like my grandmother did, like my great grandmother did. Ladies, we're not living in that day and age now where we need to settle. Maybe back in the day we had to settle because we had to pick men for survival, right? Think about it. We had to pick men to survive. So of course we were settling. Of course we were just picking any random dude who could, pretty much put a roof over our heads and feed us a plate of food. But times have changed, ladies. We don't need to do that. Women are out here making so much money. They're making more money than men these days. Let's be real. Women have their own houses. I know women who have their own houses, cars, businesses, and the man that she's dating can't even compete. Like, he's not even on her level. He's below her. Think about it. We do not need to settle. Okay? Do not let a man make you think that you need to settle.
Okay, ladies, our settling days are over. Here's things that's non-negotiable for us. Let's talk about it. 1, half-ass communication. If you can't pick up the phone, don't try to pick up my heart. It's over with. 2, situationships. We want clarity over confusion. If you're unsure about me, don't even worry about it. 3, friendships that drains more than it pour. If they're not pouring into you, cut them loose. You'll be a lot happier without them and a lot more at peace. 4, workplaces that don't value your voice. I'm telling you, every 2 to 3 years, you need to be evaluating your job and figuring out if you need to go out and find you something better. Every 3 years, you need to be reevaluating where you at. So if they're not appreciating you, it's time for you to dip out. 5, being the strong one all of the time. Ain't you tired of carrying people on your back? Ain't you tired of carrying the weight of the world? Soft girl era. That's where we at. Get into your soft girl era. Let those emotions flow, baby. You deserve it. 6, beauty standards that erase individuality. God created us all to be different. Why you over there trying to look like her, be like her, act like her? Who the hell are you? Focus on that. 6, unhealed men with no intentions of growing. Drop that dead weight, boo. You can do bad all by yourself. Ain't y'all been seeing that trend that's been going around on TikTok where the women showing how they were after they let their man go, or how they were before their man and how their man drained her? Don't be like that. Drop that dead weight. 8, out here fishing for male approval. Girl, fuck that man. Do what's best for you. Do what you need to be happy. We not out here trying to impress these men. These men ain't gonna love us for who we are. And if they don't, get out the way for my king can find me. Period. 9, love that feels like survival. You should not be in survival mode. You should not be fighting for your life within a relationship. If you ain't feeling love, if you ain't feeling secure, if you ain't feeling safety, then that ain't where you supposed to be at, baby. You're not at peace. Drop the dead weight. And finally, 10, we're over being underestimated. We are over being sold short. We're over being put down. We're over being overlooked. Walk into every room like you deserve to be there, because you do. God made it to where you can be in that space, so you deserve to be in that space. Be loud, be proud, be you. And like Amaya Papaya said, if you don't like the tea that I'm brewing, then don't drink it. Period.
Y'all might call me a misandrist. a man hater, a cat lady, bitter. Well, one thing I've never been, lonely. See, I don't think you all realize that women like me still get men. That there are men who understand exactly what I mean when I say all men, and they're not offended. They actually agree. Misandrists aren't lonely. If anything, I feel like misandrists have an amazing talent of picking really good guys. Because it's strict over here. So if you want to be with me, you got to act right. And I think we have a sixth sense on being able to sniff out bullshit, but also sniff out the men who actually mean well. So while y'all are out here talking about, you'll be alone, you'll be living with your cats, nobody will want you. One, I'm allergic to cats. And two, I always have a man. Men are the easiest thing to obtain in the world. Easy like Sunday morning, like an easy bake oven. They ain't got no morals, no boundaries, and no draws. But the thing is, finding a good man is the hard part. And if you ask me, I think the misandrists, I think we found how to find a good straight man. Mind you, I'd rather a bi man, but a good straight man is hard to come by. But if someone's going to be able to find the needle in a haystack, it would be a misandrist.
If you focus all your life in wanting to be with a man, you're doing everything to get validation from men. Oh, let me do this because men like this. Let me do this to see men are going to like me. Let me go to this particular area to look for men. Men is all you think about. I don't think you're going to enjoy your life. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing all of that for men, you will get a man, or you still get picked one day. But then, is that it? Is that how you want your life to be? There is more to life than, pursuing just men. Because the thing is that men don't even pursue women. Men don't pursue women. They want women to come to them. They always want women to come to them. Most of the time, men focus on themselves. They're very selfish. But because we women, we've always or we've been programmed that, oh, whatever you're doing for a man. As a young girl, they're already telling you, go and learn how to cook, go and learn how to clean, go and learn how to do well. In fact, they're already grooming you for a man or your man's family. They tell you need to be very nice, you need to know how to do this, because what if you can marry a man that what if you marry a man that they're always already grooming you to be a wife as a young girl. So they're already telling you that whatever you do, you still need to be under a man. You'll see a lady doing well for herself. She has a good job. She's a young girl, probably in her 20s, and she has a good job and she's doing well. She has a house. If she wants to move out of her parents' place, there's a problem. She has to explain why she doesn't want to stay under her parents anymore, because your parents automatically want you to move from their house to your husband's house. So if you want to move out of your parents' house and stay alone, they'll start telling you, do you think you're going to find a man if you're staying alone? Or maybe you want to get your own ride, you want to get your own car. They start telling you, what if you meet a man that does not have a car? What if the man likes you? He will not want to come and meet you because he feels like your standards are too high. They always want women to settle. They always want women to lower their standard. Whatever, just like that one of the videos, like, and if you're a doctor or you have a certain qualification, that does not mean anything when you're beside your husband. You are your husband's wife. You are not doctor so and so. So they always want you to like calm down, bury yourself, hide whatever qualifications you have, hide whatever things you have. If you're a professor, don't tell people you're a professor. If you're a woman that have money, don't tell people you have money. Let people think that it is your man that has the money, yada yada yada. So all those things, they always want women to settle. In fact, if you're a woman and you can afford some things, they'll tell you not to do it so that you can get a man. Everything is evolved. It is always evolving around how to get a man, how to get a man, how to get a man. At the end of the day, you can still get a man, or you will still get a man. But is that all? I personally like the fact that women nowadays in 2025 are no longer settling. Okay, women are now choosing themselves. Women are now saying that they will not settle. In fact, the first video where the lady was like, you need to breathe, you need to enjoy yourself. If you want to have so many cats and dogs, have them. Okay. If you want to exercise, be strong, make money, there are a lot of things. And also another old video was like, these are the things you need to check. If he's not calling you back, he doesn't need your energy. If he's not pouring into you, don't pour into him. Like that's just a too stress. Okay. And the thing is, if you do all of that, because some of people are afraid to not do that because they're like, oh, if I do all of that, I'm not going to find a man. If you do all of that, you're still going to find a man. A man will still find you. Not even you finding them, you will still find. The crazy part is you find a good one that just appreciates you for who you are. If you want to be in a relationship, you don't need to settle and lower your standard and hide yourself and shrink yourself wherever you are just because you're looking for a partner. Anyway, guys, what's your take on this conversation? Let's continue the conversation down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Shigamaya Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one, guys.